Hello, hello. I'm Ashwati, and with me are Nisha and Kevin. Guys, I think we need to talk about this. Can we talk about the fact that F1 has completely lost its mind this week? Collectively, the entire F1 community. Because if we believed every rumor floating around social media, like we should, by next season, apparently Max Verstappen is going to be driving another sport. Oscar Piastri is looking for a new house or a new team because people say he's shifting. And by the time this episode comes out, Christian Horner is probably driving the second Red Bull seat himself. So, like,
Yes.
welcome to silly season. Really sillying this time.
Yeah, like it's absolutely like silly, like proper silly this time. And it's honestly my favorite part of like the whole Formula One experience because nobody knows anything. But the thing is, like us, everyone talks with some level of confidence. Now, the ringleader of this whole charade is Max Verstappen.
Mhm.
The rumors just refuse to die. So we saw him kind of storm off from a conversation between Mekis
Mhm.
and Jos Verstappen at Silverstone, which kind of like smelled like trouble. But
Yep.
every
Yep.
single week, there is like a new destination. Mercedes, Aston Martin, retirement, some random endurance program. Like at this point, I think he's just got a big wheel. He just spins it, and he's just like,
Yes.
That one.
"I'm going to start. I'm going to start farming like the boys at Top Gear." But yeah,
Exactly. And then you have Oscar Piastri. McLaren have spent 2 years selling this dream of the future is Lando and Oscar. And Mark Webber has already denied this. But if Max isn't in Red Bull, then maybe Oscar would move there to be a number one driver. You know how all of these drivers have their childhood photos and they're mostly in
Yeah.
red posing, oh, I want to be in Ferrari, I want to be in Ferrari. Oscar's the only one who has it in Red Bull. So,
wow,
I
the
can
manifestation.
see I can see
yeah,
Oscar in Red Bull. I mean, it could be really cool. I feel
me too.
I also heard Ollie Behrman toward Red Bull. I
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
mean, like bit of a stretch. I know Leclerc is very firmly sitting in his Ferrari seat, but with
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
Ollie
Oh my God.
being for Ferrari Academy, I don't know. It'll be interesting just to
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
see where everything lands. And
Yeah.
the best part of silly season is, of course, only 5% of these stories end up true, and the other
Yes,
95% disappear faster than what Alpine team principles.
man. Yes. Alpine just catching shots for no reason.
Yeah. Let's see where things land after the summer breaks. I'm excited to see if Max really ends up in McLaren or maybe Ferrari. I don't know.
Ferrari. What do you
He's
think
gonna.
they're
that's
gonna
that's
chuck
I
that's.
can
Lewis
wish.
Hamilton?
I'm so
No,
sorry.
Oh,
You
you.
think that they're going to chuck Lewis Hamilton out? Do you
I didn't
really
say that.
think?
I
Do
didn't
you
say
really?
that. I didn't
Can
say
you
that. I
imagine
didn't
the
say that.
silliest of the silly seasons? Hamilton and Max as teammates in red.
I didn't say that either.
It's
No.
I'll
kind
tell
of
you.
like when two atoms collide and then the universe implodes. That's what it's going to
Keep
be
your
like. You
Wattpad
try to
stories to
divide by
yourself.
zero. That's
Your
what it's
fan
going to be.
fiction to yourself.
No,
My God.
Max Verstappen to Ferrari as team principal.
Yes.
Can you imagine? Just drive. Don't do that. Just an incident, Charles.
On that note, this is F101.
Your friendly neighborhood F1 podcast.
That doesn't gatekeep but overshares.
Race updates, meme, and technical stuff.
Let's talk Silverstone. What are your highlights and heartbreaks? Like, Nisha, go ahead.
So my highlight, I can't believe I have become a George Russell fan, but I just feel like the way that he's been sidelined sort of by Mercedes is making me want to root for him.
Mm.
And the thing is, George Russell was stood on the podium at Silverstone. It was his first time standing at the podium in his home race. And it was the first time that he's been on the podium for 3 consecutive races. And nobody posted a single thing about it. And I feel so bad. So, which is why I'm taking this moment to call it out that this is my highlight. George Russell, you're the man.
Don't make me feel bad for Russell. Like, I can't even go there. Please.
Actually, Kevin, what about you?
So, I mean, I feel like my personal highlight, this is something that nobody talks about, and I don't think anybody would have even thought about, is after seeing his performance in the last race, I feel like Liam Lawson has nothing to worry about regarding a spot the next year on the grid,
Mm.
because there's a high chance he will be somewhere in the best of the rest kind of a thing, and somebody will find a spot for him somewhere. How it came to my attention was because the driver that I picked, Max Verstappen, is finding himself right in the middle. So I'm like, let's see what's happening in my neighborhood. So
No.
that's I kind of saw what my neighbors are doing, and I realized, oh, look what's happening here. So that's
Yeah.
kind of how I picked it up.
The heartbreak wrapped in a highlight wrapper
Yeah.
in your highlight.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Because
But
apparently my
also-
highlight crashed. So that's.
Yes.
I
Yeah.
know. But yeah, I mean, it makes sense also because like VCARB just had their best finish ever. It was like as the kids say, 6-7. So Lawson has been consistently delivering.
Yeah.
Much
Yeah.
like Yuki Tsunoda used to. Don't laugh at my misery.
Okay. On that
Ashwati.
note, let's throw it to Ashwati. What are your highlights, Ashwati?
I think mine's very obviously Leclerc winning because God knows I needed that one.
Mhm.
For the race, I was just like, it can't be. No way, it can't be. We have a pit stop left. I'm like, they were like, can it be? That safety car came. I was like, oh, maybe okay, because he's had like seriously a tough
Yeah.
couple of seasons. His last win was in Austria, 2024. So I know it messes with your mind, like for a driver
Mhm.
who so obviously belongs in Ferrari. So seeing him win was great, but I am done with wins. I won the championship now. I
Oh
don't
my
care about
God.
getting a few wins in the season anymore. I
Pricey.
want a championship.
Pricey.
Nothing less.
Pricey.
Championship.
I'll tell you,
Championship.
these Ferrari
This-
fans, they see
so
one win
delulu.
and they're like,
So
championship!
delulu,
Yes.
man. This
Delulu, it's Ferrari and Charles Leclerc. What is Delulu about this? One
I
of the
mean,
greatest teams ever, one of the greatest drivers ever.
oh,
Since we're laughing so much, let's talk about our heartbreaks. We're going to break some
terrible.
balance. What is your heartbreak, Nisha? In the race, not in life.
Not in life. In the race specifically, my highlight and my heartbreak seems to be Mercedes because my heartbreak was Kimi Antonelli.
Mm.
Like his car, his wheel shield has broken and he couldn't keep going and he was dropping places. First of all, that's the first time I ever heard the word wheel shield. I didn't even know that was a part. But yeah, clearly, like he almost dropped out of the points. He was in P10 and he refused to give up. And he
So
kept
sweet.
saying, I'll try for 1 point. And I think in that moment is when I remembered that at the end of the day, this is just a 19-year-old baby living out his biggest dream, right? It was just so heartbreaking and like, honestly, what a championship mentality to
Yeah.
be sitting in that car that's falling apart, getting penalty after penalty, and then still saying, I'm going to fight for one singular point. That is,
Completely agree.
yeah, that's crazy. I mean, I don't know what's to say about what his team thinks about him not retiring the car and saving the engine, but yeah, it was crazy. But it did make me feel very sad. What about you, Kevin? What was your heartbreak, need I ask?
My low light was that I feel like personally we were robbed of like an amazing, what could have been like a shootout, very close to like, what happened between Hamilton and Max. I mean,
Yes,
like, I don't know what it is, but if you look at it technically, FIA did the right thing
the right thing.
Mm.
in all kind of aspects. The only kind of consideration that I have is when you need to, you don't. When you don't need to, you do. Make up your mind. Where is Michael Massey when you need him? Right? The All India Michael Massey fan club has spoken.
I think he's doing some like race directing in Australia somewhere for some smaller.
Wow.
Yeah. He's still very much in the sport adjacent.
Yeah, like I mean, how further away from the sport could you go? Like, I feel like you've kind of molded your whole life around it, right? You'll always
Correct.
be
Yes.
orbiting it in some way, shape, or
Yeah, yeah,
form.
yeah.
You were at the pinnacle, and now you find yourself towards the pinnacles. So I guess it makes sense. But
But yeah,
Ashwati, what about you? What are your lowlights?
no, I'm surprised you didn't say it, Kevin, but I think like my heartbreak was Max crashing when he was on a podium-ish run. Was pretty instantly heartbreaking.
Right.
I also want to spare a thought for Carlos Sainz, who is in the limbo of hell that is Williams. Uh, it is
Yes.
every
Yes.
weekend
Yes.
it's the same story. And every time I see James Powell post a story or some in-depth analysis on Instagram on what we've been up to, I'm like, fix your car. Take away this fellow's Instagram. Banned till the car is fixed. Then you give access.
This is like all of our mothers, when we complain about something and they're like, you spend too much time on the phone. This is what
Same
we
thing.
need to tell.
Same thing.
James
He's
loves.
putting focus, lock him in a room and make him fix the car. Only then.
Yes, correct.
God.
So now with all our Silverstone feelings out, up and we are headed toward many drivers call the greatest racing circuit in the world. Welcome to Spa Francorchamps in Belgium.
Yes.
I know I mispronounced the name, but still, I don't care. The place is massive at
Mhm.
just over 7 kilometers. It's one of the longest circuit on the Formula One calendar. Drivers
Yep.
will tackle 44 laps, 19 corners, and just enough elevation change to make your ears pop.
Oh, it's so beautiful. It's built right in the middle of the Ardennes Forest, which
Yeah.
means the circuit has its own personality, right? And occasionally its own weather system. 1 minute, like at the start finish straight, it's just bathed in sunshine, beautiful. You could step out and get a tan. And then the next minute, there's like a thick mist hanging over Eau Rouge and Radion because all the trees around it, they trap the fog between the hills.
Mm,
And the drivers have spoken about like climbing up Radion and seeing absolutely nothing except for a wall of grey until they reach the top. It's wow.
correct. Yeah.
Mesmerizing. But while we're here, let's appreciate Spa while we still can, because from 2027, the Belgian Grand Prix joins the rotational calendar. It's sharing its place with Barcelona. That means that we won't be coming here every single season anymore for a circuit that's produced some of Formula One's greatest races and is consistently voted a favorite by all of the drivers. Every trip to Spa suddenly feels a little more valuable.
Yes. Yeah. It's one of my
It's-
favorite tracks.
I also like going to the spa. That's the only spa I can go to.
Nice.
But okay, like it's also, I think, a very interesting point in the championship. Kimi
Mhm,
is not
mhm.
running away with the title. Things in Mercedes are a little tense with all that Toto has said about McLaren and papaya rules. I want to see what he is going to come up with because at some point, I know there's Hungary and the summer break. At some point,
Yeah.
he's going to have to start thinking about it. This is where things like teams think long term. Do they keep bringing
Mhm.
upgrades? What should they focus on next year's car now? And also
Mhm,
with all
mhm.
these contracts and rumors and championship battles heating up, the paddock itself is pretty entertaining.
Now, see, if you've been with us from season one, you'll remember that I mentioned way back when that the circuits somehow look like a pistol, right? Now I'm stealing Nisha's job of describing tracks, and I looked at it again, and unfortunately, I am right. Like the barrel or Rouge and Radion, like fire you uphill. The
Mhm,
middle sector
mhm.
forms the grip. Blanchimont curves around the trigger, and the bus stop chicane sends you firing back into the start finish straight. Now,
Yes.
it's probably the only gun that is universally loved. So let's
Yes.
throw it over to Nisha, a certified shooter, and take us on a hot lap.
All right, let's jump into the hot lap. You launch towards La Source, the tight hairpin that bunches the entire field together before gravity takes over. The track suddenly drops away beneath you into Eau Rouge before immediately climbing through Radion. It is one of the few corners where the driver is effectively aiming at the sky, trusting that the track will still be there when they reach the top. The reward is the long blast down the Kemmel Strait, where slipstream battles begin. Then comes the technical middle sector. Lacombe, Bruxelles, Puhon, and Fan arrive one after the other, forcing the car to change direction constantly without ever giving the tires a chance to recover. Finally, it's flat out through Blanchimont before one heavy stop at the bus stop chicane, and you're back where you started, wondering how a lap that takes almost 2 minutes somehow feels over in 30 seconds.
Wow, thank you for that, Nisha. That was riveting. I felt like I was almost there, though I would love to go there. But
Someday.
yes, one day. So now let's just quickly look back at what happened there last year, because Spa
Yeah.
simply refuses to produce boring races. Bored like crazy. If you guys remember, the race was like delayed
Yes.
for what, 1.5 hours. Hamilton
Yeah.
had an insane drive from pit lane to P7, and Oscar
Yeah.
got to win his favorite race.
Yeah. 2025 was fun.
I mean, one thing that you might not have considered is the weather, because the weather this time is barely legal. It's expected to be
Huh.
in its 20s.
Oh,
That's Celsius. And there's only a 30% chance of rain, but I do
Mhm.
plan on doing my rain song and dance to make that happen. But only 30% of it, because
Only
Ganana, if you think Spa looks beautiful and it is a tough circuit now, just wait for when it rains, because I just hope that they don't stop the race and
Yes.
for once use the wet tires for what it was made for.
I swear, the teams are just carrying that tire around for time pass,
Yeah.
man. Just
I-
use
At
it.
this point, it's more of like a doorstop. It's a paperweight.
Yeah,
All the FIA
exactly.
documents are just sitting under the tire, and they were like, Article 17. I'm like, I put the tire back.
Yeah, man. But speaking of tires, Pirelli is bringing the C4, C3, and C2, which are like right in the middle of the range of tires that we have. There's a lot of hard braking zones in Spa, but it's comparatively low grip. They recently resurfaced the track about a couple of years ago. So there's not that much grip. There has been, of course, 24 Hours of Spa and a couple of other GT races. So there is some rubber on that track, but it's not as much as some of the other tracks that we have. But the thing is, the tire stress is absolutely maxed out in this place. So you cannot do a one stop, even though Russell actually was brave enough to do it some time back. But the thing that people have to remember is cars don't do a last lap over here after the checkered flag, which is the time where most teams, they use it to collect all the marbles and meet that regulation weight.
Mm.
Which is why Russell's one-stop gamble didn't pay off, because he couldn't do
Right.
that last lap to get the tire, to get the weight right.
To wait up. Yep.
Yep.
Yeah, because like at Spa, and this is something that we've seen, strategy meetings are usually based on the weather forecast changes, and like they keep changing stuff. So every 15 minutes, basically, they're like, plan A, plan B, plan Q, plan X.5. So yeah, it's going to be interesting.
What are we like actually going to be watching this weekend? Because
Hmm.
one of the biggest technical talking points is that Spa this year has 5 separate straight line mode zones. So more than
Yep.
any circuit in the calendar. This means the drivers will constantly be switching from maximum downforce for the corners and low drag mode for the straights. So considering all of this and strategizing and praying to the gods, what are your podium predictions, Kevin?
Actually, wait, before we go into that, there's one other thing that I read, which was that it's going to be a bit of like a proper power deployment game as well,
Mm.
because there's so many straight modes, and that's where you can
Yeah.
use the boost,
Yeah,
right?
yeah, Mercedes.
But at the same time, there's not enough like zones where you can brake and recover the power.
Mm.
So it's
Oh.
going to be, it's a medium speed braking zones mostly. There's only one or
Okay.
two, like after Radion you have like a hard braking zone, and then La Source, then you have the bus stop, which is a hard braking
Mhm.
zone. But like
Right.
those two are the only places, but you have 5 straight mode zones.
Wow.
So yeah, we might see a lot of yo-yo racing, or we might see a lot of like just people conserving their batteries and
Yeah.
not doing
Mhm.
anything.
Mhm.
So yeah, it's gonna be interesting.
Should be interesting.
Okay.
Yeah. All right. So, Kevin,
Okay, Kevin.
keeping that in mind, also keeping
Yes.
in mind that Red Bull is currently, even though they haven't got any Aduo tokens because apparently they have the best ice, they have
Yes.
the biggest problems in power deployment now.
Yeah, I mean, I think for the Red Bull team, this is truly the ice age because it's like we're almost at
Nice.
extinction, right?
Nice.
And being a true fan, unlike some other people who keep shifting what they believe in, I feel like Max is gonna end up on the podium, number one, right? Even if he isn't there winning it, I think they'll kind of call him up just to show him what the view looks like because it's been a while. Then we've got Kimi in number 2, and I want to say, given his performance, George Russell in number 3.
Okay.
So
Okay.
these are my top 3.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
What
Nisha.
about you, Nisha?
I'm going to say George P1 because I think this track is for Mercedes. And
Okay.
even though Kimi is coming back with all that energy, motivation, blah, blah, whatever, George has memories from Spa. He's about to redeem himself. So George P1, Kimi P2, and Oscar Piastri P3 because he's won
Okay.
here before and McLaren's coming up with upgrades. So my hopes, my dreams are on that papaya man.
So just to reconfirm, you did say George P1, right?
Yes. Yes.
As an Indian, I'd like to show you this. The East
What is
Indian Company, right? I want you to remember when they say it's coming home, it was never coming to our home, right?
Okay. But Nisha, the fact that you're turning into a George Russell fan
I know.
is affecting our
She was the
friendship, I
biggest
must admit.
hater. She
I
was the
know.
biggest hater. How?
I
Like,
just-
if you. We did a
I-
supercut of all the times
No.
that she described the track. Now we're going to do a supercut of all the times
Yes,
that
of all
she
the time.
hated on George Russell.
Listen, I'll tell you what, if I hate on someone, it's fine. But the moment someone else hates on him, I'm like, hey, you can't hate on him. He's amazing.
Wow.
I think the problem, I think we've kind of figured out what's happening is because the minute you start hating on somebody, they start doing extremely well. What happened to all the people that you loved, Nisha?
This is true. I love Yuki Tsunoda. He's gone. Daniel Ricciardo, he's gone. Oscar Piastri, he's struggling.
Nisha's booking.
I want you. Yeah, Nisha's got a death note. Nisha, I
Yes.
want you to look at Ashwati and me and tell us that you hate us. Please.
Yes.
Please.
Spent
From the
all of
bottom.
last year hating Lando Norris. He's our current champion. Oh my God. This is what
You've
it
just
is.
been
This is what it is.
therapized.
That's nice.
Are you a
You-
book? Because you've just been read.
Nice. That's the one. That's the one. Nice. But Ashwati, what are your podium predictions?
I think it's going to be Kimi for sure. Leclerc second. Hamilton third. I like seeing two Ferraris.
No George? Of course.
No George. Of course. Yes.
She just wants to see Kim steal Kimmy's towel all over again.
Exactly.
Because I think the juju is starting to wear
the juju,
Yes.
the juju's wearing off, man. Yes, this will be fun.
This is the part where I want to ask you guys 3 questions. So, would you rather? I apologize for my framing.
1 second. I would like to remind everyone that there was a panel show where they said, would you rather? And now everyone is in jail.
No, they're on Netflix.
They're on
They're on
Netflix. They're on
Netflix.
Netflix.
That's
Yeah.
specifically
Netflix.
why I chose would you rather because it puts the
Okay.
hook. Okay?
All right.
Would you rather see Lewis Hamilton win his 8th title, but that means that Max never wins a championship ever?
As a Max fan, yes, I will.
You'd
As
You'd
a
rather
Max
see
fan, you
Lewis-
would rather see
I would rather see
Lewis
Lewis win.
win.
I would rather
Okay.
see Lewis win because the thing is, Max is on his way out one way or another. It's as simple as that. Like the thing is, even if you give it to him, he wouldn't want to take it. That's just the way that he.
Actually,
I
okay.
feel like we are okay.
I'm
Nisha,
gonna
It's
say,
all for breaking records. It's just for me
Yeah.
personally.
yeah.
It's just for breaking records because it's
Yeah.
been a while since we've
Correct.
had a record broken, man. Like, what is a sport
Actually-
without breaking records?
And I'm gonna say yes to that as well because if Lewis breaks that 8th title record, no one is ever going to beat him after that.
Absolutely not.
But like I want that to happen. I would pick that. And even if Max doesn't win the championship ever, that's fine. But I want him to be P2 always because Max on the hunt is the most beautiful
Yeah.
thing to see. So I'm okay if he doesn't win the championship, but I want him to be very close and scaring everyone else behind.
While I love that and the rational part of my brain agrees, but
Mhm.
I really, really want Max to win. There's no like stat or record, nothing. I just want him to win because seeing him last year and seeing how close he was and just how
Yeah.
connected I feel, it's purely emotional for
Yes.
me. Even though like I love Lewis and it title
Yeah.
for sure. Okay.
Yeah.
Second question: Charles Leclerc wins a world championship or Oscar Piastri wins a world championship. Choose knowing that if one wins a championship, the other will never see it.
I mean, my answer is biased.
Nisha's answer
So-
is easier.
Bye, Charles.
Kevin.
Go enjoy your
Kevin.
dog.
I would pick Charles Leclerc winning it. Like the thing is, it's not for anything else, but it was right here. You could smell
Yeah.
it.
Yeah.
Right? Plus that, like, I don't hate one. It's just that I love the other a little bit more
I feel
It's
like
a-
it
it's
might
a-
just kill him if he doesn't. So like
for his
it's
own
right
mental
there.
sanity.
Yes.
Yes. It's also, it'll
about
be a
what-
nice way to finish that story, right? So I guess,
Yeah.
yeah.
Absolutely. Oh, the optics would be
Beautiful.
so good. Oh,
Beautiful.
Say last.
Last question. Stroll gets on the podium before Alonso, or Gabby Bortoletto never gets a podium in his career. Choose.
Stroll gets on the podium before Alonso.
Yeah, 100%. 100%.
Any day.
I want.
Any day.
Yeah, man. Gabby, also seeing Gabby on the podium will be nice for Alonso because that's
100%.
his boy.
Yes,
Yeah.
I agree.
And he gets that moolah as
He
the
does
manager.
get the moolah. Exactly. So Alonso
Sometimes-
wins anyway.
Yeah. Alonso knows what it feels like to stand on the podium. Now he knows what it feels like when
Yes.
his bank account wins also. He's getting his manager
Yes.
commish anyway, dude. He's fine, man. I
Exactly.
think he's taken
Exactly.
care of.
He's fine.
Nice.
What do you think? No, Ashwati.
No, I
No.
100%. I would really want
Yeah.
to see Gabby on the podium, so I'd
Okay,
take Stroll.
perfect. Yeah.
Same.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
think
Oh, I
I think that will
thought-
be the final nail in the coffin that takes Papa Stroll out, because I think he'll just like
But Stroll's been on the podium, no?
No, I
Hungary,
mean
he's
before
been on the
Alonso.
podium.
Before Alonso,
Alonso.
gets on.
Right.
the-
Yeah. Okay, yeah. Got
if
it.
they
Got it.
manage to make it to the podium also in that Terragun that they're driving,
Dude.
that in itself is going to be
Yes.
like an achievement.
Stroll will get on the podium if the rain takes out like all the 20 of the drivers, and he can
Yeah.
drive at leisure and get there.
You realize there's 22 drivers now.
I'm assuming he's at least 20th
Oh,
place.
give him some.
Yeah.
Like let's be realistic, Nisha. He's not winning. At least third.
Podium, I said.
Okay.
Podium can be third.
Even with the rain taking out like 99% of the grid.
Yeah, the safety
still
car driver will
doesn't
be
do it.
number 2. Safety
Yes,
car
yes.
driver's number 2. Right? And the thing is, like, imagine, like, when you're done with like the swimming pool, you finish like spending some time in the
Yeah.
swimming pool, your body's still moving.
Yeah.
Imagine they get out of the car and they're still vibrating and they're standing on the podium. Thanks.
The champagne doesn't need to be shaken
Oh, yeah,
up
yeah,
at
yeah.
all. It's
Yeah,
just
they
automatically
just open the
everywhere.
top.
Man,
Yeah,
Aston
that was a
Martin.
really
Honda's-
good this thing, dude.
Yes, that was fun. Honda's apparently bringing a new engine for Aston. I don't know when, how, what. My heart goes out to that team, man.
Yes. Honda should like chill out with the engines for a bit. Stick to
I feel like-
cars outside.
Red Bull was the one who was making, I mean, they were using Honda engines for the longest time, right? Red Bull, right?
Yes.
Yep.
Until they
correct.
started moving that. It's kind of like you look back and you see your ex, like how they're doing, and they're just doing. You're like Red Bull's just like, oh, I wonder how she's doing, and he like Red Bull pulls up their Instagram page, and they're just vibrating. Like, so much more better without you.
My God. Yeah. Yes.
Not from
exactly
personal
that.
experience, but
On that note, so we're back next week for Hungary, and then we'll
Mhm.
take a nice long summer break. And if you like this episode, follow, subscribe, and share with a fellow F1 fan or someone you'd like to bring over to the dark side. Predictions or hot takes, find us on Instagram, link in the description. We're building a community on Instagram with 100 followers, and we are very happy, almost desperate to have you join us. We'll see you on the next episode of F101.